copywriting or whatever that editing is. Um, it's the other way around. But yeah, he's more like, that's a dumb question that is going to make people answer it wrong. Fix it.
Interesting. Well, he should leave in more dumb questions.
Yeah, I agree. Or maybe that's not a dumb that question's not dumb enough. So try less hard. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing they've finally gotten to a decent rhythm of how work from home works at his workplace, and so he's more. It's actually worse for him because he used to be pretty free to do whatever he wanted during the day as long as he was on Skype and available to answer anybody's question as soon as they, within 15 minutes of them asking. So, but now it seems like they're doing more live stuff, I'm guessing. That's my impression. So, I wouldn't say all, I'm mostly ready to continue with the adventures of the Marines who are left. We did just acquire 3 regular soldier NPCs who were in a tank that is not not safe against the new environment of the colony. So I guess what I'm getting to is, would you be interested in controlling more than one character apiece, or do you want to keep with you run one person and then I just sort of make we sort of as a group make decisions on what the other 3 folks are doing, with me vetoing when I'm like, oh, that's out of character for that one or
whatnot. I'm just sticking with one character, but
that's fine. I want to make sure you guys aren't like, okay, I did my turn, now I have to sit here for 15 minutes while Scott plays the game by himself. And
yeah, I'm pro 2 characters.
You're pro 2 characters, Christian?
Indeed.
Okay, well, let's work on that. You've got Mason, whose buddy is Chaplain. And Iona's buddy, he's also Chaplain. Everybody loves Chaplain. Great. Well, that didn't work out as well as I'd hoped.
That's a great title to an 80s sitcom.
True. Mason's rival is Hammer. Iona's rival is Smijewski. Silva's rival is Iona. Wow, shouldn't like you for some reason. I'm gonna keep control of Silva, I think, because being able to just be like, oh, command says we should do this when stuff is getting off track works nicely for me. If that makes sense to you. Or I can keep Chaplain because he's the weird android and nobody knows what his agenda is. Joe, if you don't want to run a second character, that's fine. I can run 2 NPCs. Christian, you could take over Jiff here if you wanted to. Or any of the other. Frankly, you can take over Silva or Chaplain. I don't care.
All right.
I can do that.
It makes sense for you to keep Silva, I think. So.
Okay.
Me too.
I'll take Chaplain or Jiff.
Okay. Joe, I didn't hear what you were saying there.
I can take 2 if we're doing 2. I can do that.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Who wants whom? All right. I'll keep Silva. I can give you guys orders. That's it's always good to have a DM character to be like, you guys are idiots. How come nobody noticed the open door over there and went through it? So sorry, you said who wants who? Who wants who? I already forgot.
I'll take Jiff because then I have a fighter that doesn't have like a destroyed arm.
Makes sense. Okay. Get his agenda put in. I didn't even get his agenda in because I had that much faith in Eric showing up, clearly. All right, that's fun. And you're taking Chaplain, Joe. I guess that's the only other option. Get to be the android
Can't
again.
hear.
Hello, hello, hello. Am I here? I can barely hear you, Joe.
I can't hear Joe at all.
I hear it's like somebody off a mile in the distance is saying, "Can you hear me?"
Oh man.
Oh, there you are. Now you're back. You just have to be disappointed
Oh.
enough, and the mic will pick you up.
Huh. All right. Good enough.
All right.
My agenda is different than it was last week. Is that on purpose?
Yes, that is your new Act 3 agenda.
Okay. God damn it. She is like all over the map.
Right? All right, let me get you. I'm gonna type in these. And yeah, you can build, work out your own roleplay reasons for why you now have a faction of 2 people who are working together, or if you want to roleplay arguments with yourself, I guess that's fun too.
That's my normal state of mental health. So
Right, I'm here to know your audience. All right, Smijewski's been updated. I will now make him Christians. All right, you should be able to open Smijewski's GIFs page from his token or from the character thing over on the right. Christian, we'll work on Chaplain. All right, Chaplain is updated, and now belongs to Joe. Oh yeah, I forgot we have one-legged Dante over here, but I don't think that's an interesting character to play at this point. I mean, I'm sure she's interesting, but less combat effective than the rest of them. Let me put in Silva's agenda so I know how to play her. Or, in case one of you gets all your characters killed. All right. Fun. Okay, so can you guys both access your new
indeed.
characters?
Yappers.
Excellent.
How that relationships know when they all piss you off.
Right.
That's pretty great.
All right. We just had, so to refresh your memory back on the colony map, we just had a giant there was an an airburst EMP followed by a some sort of
Oh,
black rain that's turning people into weird zombie things. And you guys are right on the outskirts of you and Fort Nebraska are both like right on the outskirts of the blast radius, basically, where it's just none of you got turned into weird zombies slash statues slash monster things, but everyone here kind of did to varying degrees, and they're sort of spreading. Some of them are still seem fairly okay, but the the colony, which is 99%, 95% abandoned, suddenly you can see way more people than you did previously, either running out of buildings, and dying horribly, or just trying to flee the area as quickly as possible. Also, there was a war on, and various combat units are affected as well and not having a good time. EMP shut down Chaplin, and he restarted, and oh, there's still a faint echo of that other personality that he had. That's included in your personal agenda now, Joe.
yep.
And Joe now has both of the people who can drive the APC.
Suck it.
Always a pilot.
I think
And
Jeff's description says he can.
does it?
I didn't see it in his character sheet, but like I was just refreshing my memory on his personality.
Oh, you're right. Assigned to the mission support team, you're a rifleman first and vehicle operator second. Nice. So I know Iona's just that's right. The description page will also have information on your. Oh, I see. Iona is trained in driving the APC. I guess Chaplin is assigned. Seems you're in the rifle team. You're yeah, you should definitely read through the the description part on Chaplin, Joe. There's it's quite a bit.
I'm doing that now. Really, Chaplin.
That's start of adventure stuff. Obviously, that's been updated with your with the over the course of the adventure and with your new personal agenda.
Right.
Though, find your previous personal agendas. All right. So, there were a couple unresolved issues at the end of last session. There's the body. Did we grab the body? That's right, we did grab the body of the dead Marine. There was a doctor that was being turned into an egg, stuck to the wall. Do you want to do anything with that?
Incinerator unit.
Yeah, that seems like the best option, frankly. Okay. Incinerator unit. Good. All right. So mission orders are currently get back to base. I mean, not sure if orders are relevant at this time, but getting back to base
Right.
and getting the fuck out of here seems, or getting to the spaceport and getting the fuck out of here seem like the most likely ways out. The spaceport maybe has not been checked out yet. It's through a whole bunch of shit right now. There may be a working ship there that you know had not left
Mason,
already.
Mason votes that we go back to base. Jif votes that we go to the spaceport.
Excellent. Other escape route. There's no ships. I mean, there might be some functional drop ships at Fort Nebraska, and there's definitely the space elevator leading to the orbital station that should have spacecraft there as well for because they were doing an evacuation. So in theory, if they didn't all get shot down by the UPP, there should be something up there at the other end of the space elevator.
I'm not down with like riding an elevator in the middle of a battle. Like, no, thank you. That's not where I want to be.
I guess.
Kaplan thinks our orders were to go to the back to base, and there's also ways out there. So I think that was our previous orders were to go there and get out. So should probably go there and get out.
Jif kind of gets in Silva's face and tries to intimidate him and says, we need, this is a clusterfuck. They're all dead. We need to go to the spaceport, blast off, and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Checks Silva's personal agenda. Well, Marine, if the last information I had on traffic at the spaceport was that the one ship there was under lockdown. We've got no assurance that it is still there or even exists right now, and everything else had been evacuated already. 2, if you want to nuke the site from orbit, or nuke the site and then run to orbit, we're going to need the weapons at the base. She's not disagreeing with nukes.
Well, god damn it. Surely at the spaceport we can commandeer some nukes.
I don't think they had weapons. I don't. Silva does not believe that there are nuclear.
What do you know? What do you know?
She does know that there's an armory at. There's an ammo depot at Fort Nebraska, which, if it still exists, I believe has nuclear warheads in it.
Fine, I hate all you assholes. Let's go to the fucking base.
Also, if we don't want to drive through the mess that just exploded, it's sort of on the way to the spaceport if we wanted to go around that giant writhing mess.
I want to go around that giant writhing mess.
Yeah.
Just checking my information on the ammo depot. Nuclear storage, yeah. We've got a classified number of nuclear missiles and other warheads available at that location, which could reasonably be set to, detonate with an X hour delay, based on how long we think it'll take to get out of there. It is the only way to be sure.
All right, well, everyone's on board with going back to fucking base then. God damn it.
me see if there's anything happening in the rest of the world. Okay.
Where is the space elevator, just for reference?
So if you look at the Fort Nebraska map in the lower right of the colony map, there's the North Bastion.
Okay, so
And that surrounds the space elevator. If you go to the Fort Nebraska map, you can see detail on the North Bastion above ground, and then the sublevels. And there's sort of that weird like keystone shape is the space elevator, and we've got more detail on the layout of the 3-story. It's like a 6-hour trip up the space elevator, so there's all kinds of. It's not just an elevator. It's a small building that goes up and down with briefing rooms and theater and whatnot, and cargo, obviously.
Is there a bowling alley? That might affect my decision making.
There might be space for one in the cargo bay. We can set one up.
All right.
Airlock C looks decent for it, I suppose.
Shuffleboard, anyway.
Yeah. So it's the elevator itself is 3 levels tall. The top floor has no access except from elsewhere in the elevator. There's a personnel door on the middle level, and there's a large cargo door on the bottom level. When the space elevator is here, it will be in touch with 3 different parts of the base for access.
And which level has the surprise base hugger?
All of them?
Yeah, could be.
Potentially.
Can we get this show on the road, because it's starting to smell in here with all these dead people?
Right.
Thanks for that, by the way, Mason. Thanks.
I assume they have enough body bags in the APC to cover its contents. So
no, I can smell it. Fuck all of you. You guys got the Rona. I can smell it.
all right. So who's driving, and who's on which gun?
Jiff will be on the forward gun, I guess.
I meant to get an actual picture of the APC for the upper left corner of our map here. I forgot.
I prefer that, actually.
All right, who's driving? Sorry. Did you say Jiff?
No. I think Chaplin should drive, Joe.
Yeah, Chaplin's fine.
He's not going to panic.
Silva's going to take the command desk, of course.
I guess Mason can be in the forward gun and Jiff can be in the back, just like they are.
Okay.
Why change the winning combination?
Right.
Iona will get as far into the middle of the APC as possible, surrounded by armor and
right. Obviously, there's
bodies. That'd be great.
There's the seats. You're in the main transport area there with all the seats with places to strap in. Dante is riding in the cot with 4 dead bodies at this point. 5. We just
yeah, don't leave anyone behind.
Who am I missing here? Oh, we did not pick up Reese's body. Some version of Chaplin dissolved him, so we've got the others though.
Before we leave, Mason is going to go check on Chaplin. I can't remember exactly what he did to protect himself from the AI, but just make sure he's still 5x5 after the EMP.
To cover that from last week, he put the rogue AI, and he could not delete it, so he basically put it into an archive where it would be locked away unless and until he restarted, which of course with the EMP he just did conveniently. But also he's pretty sure it was being controlled via signal from Fort Nebraska. And I think you've got the information there on who that might have been, or at least some vague information on who that was on your character sheet, Joe. But now that the signal from Fort Nebraska is down, all signals from Fort Nebraska are down. He's got the code, but it's not asserting itself. It's not doing anything. You can kind of access it. It's kind of like a vague nuisance in the back of his head that will conveniently sometimes give him information and conveniently sometimes be annoying. But it's not in control. That's the sense that that's basically what he set up last week, and that's come to fruition.
So
now.
can someone else drive while he like re-archives the thing, or is it like out now?
It's that's no longer an option.
Okay. Well, you say something weird if shit goes south, dude.
Right.
So
It's
anyway,
under control.
that was just me covering the situation. Obviously, Chaplain, you can respond on your own.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Of course, that's what you would say. All right, get us back to Fort Nebraska, bro.
All right, let's choose a route, Joe, or Chaplain, or Silva. We'll suggest away from the goo problem.
Right,
Yeah.
and we want to stay off the main thoroughfares because there are still commies everywhere.
Right.
How do we feel about? Oh,
Stay off the main thoroughfares.
right. So like down here, around here, crossover.
Just follow Joe's pointer around.
That.
Get rid of Fort Nebraska's circle.
I kind of feel like the heavy lines.
Oh, you did get
Our
reset
main-
and took him back to base already. That's why he's been thrown onto the. That's right. You stopped at base before the dropship adventure. Sorry, you were saying heavy lines.
Oh, I'm just saying I'm concerned about this spot right here. I'd kind of like to ditch down maybe and go this way so that we can limit the amount of time on a main thoroughfare.
I just want to stay away from the friggin' goo.
Well, yeah, but
Also,
I don't want to be on this main road right here for very long. And we have to for a little bit. But like if we go here and then drop down, and then go up this way.
To make another drawing, different kind of following Christians.
So like here, let's see. So there.
I can do that.
Here, and then we go down this way, and then back up here, cross over, and
little off-roading there.
Oh, is that? I thought there was a line there. There seemed to be like a There seems to be like a. Oh, that's a grid line. Sorry.
No worries.
Shit. Never. Fuck. I mean, okay. So maybe we go down here and cross over and then up.
Oh. I don't want to be near where people are turning into fast zombies.
Well, I mean, we have to eventually.
Yeah, but wait until we're at Fort
And
Nebraska.
I'm less concerned about fast zombies than I am about commies. Maybe that's just me.
I think we should avoid both.
They give you a lot of food.
I mean, if we go like here, then we stay on the outskirts. All right, I'll let you drive, Joe. Sorry. I'll stop backseat driving.
All right. I have a pretty good idea of where the consensus drive is, and we'll get to the decision point there in a minute. All right. So, yeah, we'll get underway. Driving. Somewhere through here. Got to about here. We'll give you a little sense of the area. So there's there to the south down this road. There you can see what looks like some UPP foot soldiers in combat with a small horde of weird, zombie people coming up the road. So that might not be the best route at this time, unless you just want to go run them all down. That's also an option.
Out.
Well, fuck.
I don't have a picture for the zombie.
Back up.
I guess maybe come up this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Go up around this way, cross under the overpass, and come back down like so.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Until you totally fuck us right here.
Right. Precisely. All right. So at this point, going pretty much west. Is that? Let me draw my understanding of that's not working. Going like this way to approach the base from the north-ish, something like that.
Can we get in that way? It seems like there's only one approach and it's in the fucking zone, and I don't like that.
Right.
So like if we can like cut a fence or
right, there's a 12 meter, 4 meter. I can't remember if it's 4 meters or 12 meters. If I converted it from 4 meters to 12 feet, or if it was 12 meters tall. There is a large perimeter wall which is guarded with auto turrets. That's yeah. So obviously,
Identify friend or foe.
yes, of course. So, and you're getting close enough. You can detect that there's a lot of smoke coming from Fort Nebraska. It does not seem like the fight for Fort Nebraska is continuing at this time, as possibly most of the UPP siege was caught in the mess.
those assholes are getting high without us. What a
Indeed.
You gotta hold the smoke, guys. Sorry. Anyway.
So, probably Silva would suggest approach from the north, which seems safest, and then recon the area and see if there's see what the safest approach is, because there may be other ways to get into the base besides just going in the front door. Also, word was it was locked down, so going in the front door might not be any easier than going in straight over the wall. So,
Depending on whether it's 4 meters or 12.
right. Let me go back and find it.
God damn it.
I can't remember how tall the walls are. Ah, I was wrong entirely. The wall is a 15-meter tall slanted concrete scarp that surrounds the base with shielded sentry guns positioned every 30 meters atop the outer wall with overlapping fields of fire.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, 15 is even worse.
Right?
I guess we're gonna go in the front door then.
All right, solid. So
Jesus Christ, is that really necessary? Like, I have questions for colonial marine leadership in a second.
It's important to look impressive, whether it's needed or not. Apparently. All right. So as you get to about here, back exactly there, you see a familiar-looking UPP squad platoon transport with a damaged main gun that you were engaged in combat with as you fled the
Son of a
the
bitch.
insurgent compound. The top hatch is open, and you can see a UPP soldier waving, trying to get your attention and waving a white flag at you.
I think this guy's a clan member. Like, I think he's got a white hood of you guys.
So what would you like to do about this?
It's a good thing Jeff's in the back turret. That's all I'm gonna say.
So Ione is all for just ignoring him.
Mason notes that this may be an opportunity to stealth into the base.
What do you mean?
Well, like if we capture some UPP guys, they'll probably know what to say to get in. And if we have, pulse rifles to the base of their skulls.
Are we assuming that the base is already under UPP control?
Well, it was attacked and there's no more attack going on, so and our leader said that he didn't think he could hold it. So I'm just assuming.
All right. It seems like not a bad point to make.
Okay.
Might as well listen to what they say anyway.
Mason's gonna fucking scan the area around them, looking for an ambush set up somewhere.
Sure. Go ahead and make an observation check. Roll stress once. You're keeping it together, and got a pretty good view of the ruined colony around you, and there you do not see anything getting ready to ambush.
All right, let's roll up slowly, Chaplain, and see what the deal is.
Approved as requested.
All right. So you're met by a UPP soldier who identifies himself as Davidovich. He offers a truce. He says, "We've got much bigger problems than fighting each other right now. We all need to get the hell out of here. If you want a truce, we can work together to get to that space elevator and get off this hell moon."
Okay. Jiff asks quietly if we have anything that we can strap them to the front of the APC with.
Request denied.
I mean, I don't want to fight them, but it's unclear what benefit they're going to be giving us here.
Well, I think so. Mason's going to approach it this way. She's going to say, "We need you to drop all of your weapons.
Okay.
We're going to search. We're going to search you. We're going to put you in the APC, and we're going to get the fuck out of here."
Okay. is fine with me. We've lost contact with all of our ships. Fort Nebraska is all locked up tight. And I
So
imagine
is your
that
mom. Jeff tells him his mom is too. But go ahead.
unlikely. I have no doubt that your commanders are holed up tight, drinking bad coffee and playing American baseball. We need to get in there and get off this planet. Survival is our only priority right now. And then he smiles, and it's really an annoying smile.
Well, he's a communist, of course. Like, even listening to this motherfucker talk is annoying. Goddamn communists. All right, so we're gonna like search these motherfuckers head to toe, make sure they.
Okay,
have
he
any-
has
okay.
he has six more soldiers in there who all look exactly like him.
All those communists look the same.
Like literally, all, not just I've got the same token for them. They all have the same face.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are they artificial people?
They are indeed. They are UPP synthetic soldiers.
Oh, well, fuck that. Let's just light them up. We don't need this kind of shit in our APC. No, let's rock.
There are 7 of them, and there are various rifles about. Oops, didn't mean to roll that. Meant to look at it. Not very good rifles compared to yours, but rifles.
Well, considering that they're synths, we'll also want to tie them up. And
well, they've got super strength. They're just gonna rip the zip ties.
I assume we have restraints, right? Like,
yeah, you should.
It would be appropriate. And then that might be a way to get into a lockdown base. We've got prisoners of war who.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
I didn't catch the idea.
The Chewbacca Gambit.
Oh, okay. Say no more.
That's so great.
So we have restraints that are sort of certified to hold.
You've got restraints.
Okay, if they're not, so here, one of two things: either we have restraints that will keep a synthetic person restrained, or we pretend like we're going to take them on board. We restrain them with whatever we've got, and we just like let the APC open up on them. Like we line them up and search them in front of the APC. We restrain them. When the last guy's restrained, we step quietly stage left and just open up.
Check Silva's personal agenda. Executing prisoners of war is a war crime, Sajewski.
But they're just androids, man.
Yeah, true.
That like Geneva Conventions don't apply to like robots, right? I mean, it's like you can't execute that tank. Come on.
We'll tie him up and then just drive away. Seems like the better.
Maybe take one. Maybe take one.
Yeah,
What?
if we have restraint.
Yeah, you have restraints.
Well, are they rated to keep a?
They're all yes, they're rated to make an interesting challenge for a thing that has higher strength than any of you.
Right.
Okay, well, let's just like let's restrain them. Let's tape fucking grenades to each of their chests.
I don't.
or just tape the cap to the restraint so that the restraints break, the cap falls off. Well, we probably don't want that in the fucking APC. Never mind.
I think the restraints are fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Restrain him, put him in the APC, and one of the tank guys can fucking hold a
Right, we've got 3 tank guys. I
minigun.
forgot about them.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's gonna get real cozy in this motherfucker.
Passenger capacity 13. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We do
Plus
not
your
have enough to
3
take them.
tankers makes 9, plus a pile of 4 dead bodies. Dead bodies don't quite take up as much space as people who want some elbow room. But yeah, I'd say you can take maybe one of them who has a name with you.
Well, sorry, boys.
So if you're proposing the Chewbacca gambits to get him in the door, he is on board with this. He'll tell the rest of his guys to, keep an eye out to follow behind, and when after he's sorted things out, they can join too. They all follow orders as good androids.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's add Davidovich. Get more information on him. Picking up random NPCs. The first NPC you haven't murdered.
Mason's gonna ask him if he knows anything about an AI in Fort Nebraska. Maybe Chaplin can like I'm just
do some.
It's better.
Some Android chat.
Yeah, maybe you can jack off to him or whatever.
What the? Is that? I don't think that's enough. I don't know. Maybe sure.
You jack into him, and I'll be ready to jack you off.
This war is getting weirder every day. Okay, so
War as hell, man.
All right, I need to look up some rules.
Jacking off robots.
Right? Control F.
Control F. Robot fat.
I'm going to need all of you to make stamina rolls for me.
For jacking him off? Shouldn't he be making the stamina roll?
Oh, wait. My people are. Oh, there they are.
I guess, yeah. God, it doesn't say which character is making the roll. So who was that, Christian?
Oh, sorry. That was Mason.
Okay.
This is Jeff. Only it's not going.
I'm having problems with Jeff's sheet. Eric was saying he can't roll for him either. There,
Whoa.
I rolled for Jeff.
And I think the second, yeah, there I am. I rolled for Iona.
Jesus Christ.
Let's roll. Put it together.
Jeff needs a stress roll. He's keeping it together. Somebody's panicking. Oh, that's Dante's panicking, but whatever.
Right here is what's his face? Chaplin. No. Chaplin won't roll. You roll Chaplain for me.
Oh, is Chaplain not rolling either? F.
Yeah.
All right, so changing permissions maybe while you guys are logged in is causing a problem. Wonder if
Oh, sure, it's our fault.
yes, completely. So am I rolling for it, Chaplain? Sure. Okay.
Happen. Okay.
Checking my numbers here.
Chicken song.
All right, so let's go have a look at what happened.
Can you tell Karen to keep down? Jesus.
Aaron, trying to play a game here.
Sorry.
Well, it's just it's serious stuff.
Great attention.
I fucked up my stamina roll.
Oh my God.
I mean, before you coughed, but still. Look like you look coffee is probably what I would say. Like clouds in my coffee.
Oh!
Fun songs.
Okay, so continuing on.
Yeah, that's totally inconsequential. Nothing going on. Everything's good, you
Nothing
guys.
happening. So everything's good. We're all fine here. All right, so you've got your new your Russian robot Davidovich. Who's here? He's happy to share intel on the rest of the drive to Fort Nebraska. To show what a good, useful friend he is to work together with you. So if you have any questions for him, he can tell you that they've lost contact with their invasion force. They had not successfully taken Fort Nebraska yet, and they were here to collect some AWOL Marines from that you might know about, to extract them, and they got caught up in this whole mess, and it sucked.
Okay, so like my primary thing is, why have you abandoned all your missions and, decided that just surviving is your number one goal?
It's clear to him. It's clear to me that I am not a priority for my commanders, and everything has gone to shit, as they say. And you guys are the best chance I have to make it out of here.
That sounds like an awfully real person thing to say. Like that doesn't seem like an artificial person thing. Don't you have directives and programming? Chaplain, help me out with this.
Too busy jacking off.
There is no way to directly connect, and he would not consent to entering a maintenance mode and having cables actually run between for jacking on and other jacking activities.
Jiff puts the belt under his nose and says, "Can you smell this?
I do
This
not
is
have a
what-
sense of smell.
This is what not caring about consent smells like."
I do not smell. It's not one of. It is thankfully not one of the senses they gave me. So, in UPP, artificial people have fewer constraints on their programming in exchange for having absolutely no rights.
Oh, cool.
So they give you rights in exchange for.
No, they couldn't.
having
No,
no
I'm
rights.
talking about your society where.
Oh yeah, no, for
where
sure. That's
yeah.
capitalism, bitch. That's exactly how it works. I'm glad you know. Communist bastards.
I have been working for them for 100 years, and I am done. This is dumb. I officially defect to the whoever the fuck you are.
Capitalist pigs.
To the capitalist pigs.
Why were those
does-
Marines
does-
so important to you?
Does that sorry, go ahead.
Something about a science mission. They did not tell us.
Does this seem like reasonable to you, Chaplain? Like, does this seem like a thing that a synthetic person would like? Does this seem because I'm like I don't give a shit about artificial people. Sorry about it. So you're the expert here.
Yeah, I am. You can't roll. Can I roll a Comtech or
Observation.
is this something I would know?
You know what? This is probably something you know. Chaplin's been around for a little while. Yeah, that matches with the first part about what life is like in the UPP for an android, especially a combat android. Matches with your perspective. They tell you horror stories about how you get the propaganda about how if the UPP captures you, Chaplain, they'll fuck with your brain and take away the all those lovely bits of code that keep you from just murdering people. But also you'll have
I'm
no
really
rights
worried
whatsoever.
about the enemy fucking. I'm really worried about the enemy fucking with my brain right now.
Right. But that's the propaganda they've given you, and of course, in the UPP, you'll be treated as a machine that's no different from the APC you're driving. Whereas, of course, the United Americas treat you as a person, an artificial person, but still a person. So yeah, his story makes sense, Chaplain.
All right. Does he have any intel on what went wrong in the assault on Fort Nebraska? Because like everything we
What
heard
the hell
was
all this black muck is?
yeah, there you go.
His information is that it was going well, and then when the EMP hit and the black muck dropped, the attacking forces and defending forces were all affected to a certain degree, and you would expect after the EMP hit that all of the systems, all those auto turrets would be go offline, and they did, and so you would expect that it would be safer. That at that point, anyone who wasn't infected by the goo probably, it seems like an EMP is usually used on attack for exactly this reason, that the defenders would then be at a disadvantage, and he would have assumed that the place was overrun, but they lost they never got contact back with the invading forces, and there's clearly no exchange of fire coming from Fort Nebraska anymore. So obviously
We're so stupid. We're so stupid. We had like 7 of these guys, and we could have just had them like all stand on each other's shoulders and climbed over the wall with them. We could have used them as a ladder. God damn it.
7 times 1.8 meters. Yeah, you're getting pretty close. The old.
No, that'd get us all the way over, right? Like, say they're 6 feet tall, 42. Like, just a 3-foot gap between.
Close enough. I mean, just
3 feet is nothing to climb.
use Chaplain for that last bit, and then pull him up with you. Probably not something Dante could handle.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, we're good.
We could like push him up with his leg.
True.
Chaplain could.
Of course, then there's the whole dropping 45 feet thing. So I don't know.
No, that's fine.
Might be a rampart.
Oh,
Gotta
that's
like.
true. Yeah, there's got to be a way to get up there. Yeah.
service the guns and whatnot.
So, as you're driving and chatting, Silva and Iona and Dante all have developed a cough of some kind.
Fuck's
I
sake,
ice
man.
him. I spray him down. All. God damn it.
Possibly related to unsealing the APC and letting somebody come in and letting the spread of whatever was in the air come into the APC.
We maybe should have asked them where they had been.
Well, I'm sure it's not exact. Like it's not an exact circle.
Hmm.
Correct.
But also, they're all synths. Like, there's not a single person with them. You know what I mean?
So he doesn't know anything about the EMP or the black shit.
No, he thought that was you guys. I mean, it might have been you guys. Nobody knows, but he was not.
Are there any actual people with you?
The whole squad was synths.
All right. That's good news.
Yeah, only the synths survived, and 20,
Yeah.
20 humans are gone. No, that's not true. So I have added a status icon to your token. That's, I believe, poisoned for Silva, Iona, and Dante. They're all going to get a stress.
This isn't good.
No,
Starting to feel a little sick. Maybe the flu. Maybe some pink eye. Definitely bloodshot, watery eyes, and a bit of a cough.
well, it's like, dirt and everything and debris in the air. It's fine.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
About this time, as you're so you're approaching Fort Nebraska at this point. I'll draw your attention to the southeast corner of the map where we have more detail. In fact, I'll just bring the APC down to Fort Nebraska. You're approaching from the north. The space elevator seems completely intact. But there are some other problems that are worth mentioning. The perimeter wall and west wing are pretty much destroyed. The southwest bastion is completely destroyed. The east wing also pretty much destroyed. So you could easily enter the base through the rubble of either the west wing or the east wing. The north wall seems intact. You don't have information on the south at this point. And yeah, so you've got. There are plenty of ways to get into the base at this point. Surrounding the place, it looks like bombing, orbital bombardment, shelling of the place has caused all of that, and then in these locations where the perimeter was breached, there are numerous UPP, APCs, armored vehicles, and lots of soldiers in various states of not looking so good. You don't actually see anybody moving, but you do see some that seem to have been petrified in place, and also some that seem to have died from normal combat injuries. So it's a mix of, there was a horrible battle here, and also somebody dropped zombie mutagen on everyone, but some people instead of becoming zombies, just petrify.
Iona's going to ask Chaplin if he can check her out, because he's the medical guy, right?
Yeah, let's see what can be done. Oh. Ah. To find the information. Oops. Yeah, he can do a medical roll on you. I'm just trying to figure out what he's going to find out. So yeah, try both of you try logging out and logging back in, and see if that gives you control over your characters. So I don't have to keep doing all your rolling for you.
How do you log out? Oh, there it is. I got it.
Hey,
That got it.
excellent. I think if you select, nice. Let me try something real quick here. Yeah, I wish it would say which character was rolling rather than just which player was rolling, but that's fine. All right, so yeah, medical aid from Chaplin. It seems like, I mean, it's got similar symptoms to flu, but clearly it seems likely that you've inhaled some of the black substance that quickly turned people into all kinds of horrible things. It's possible it's just a low level exposure. Just that then your immune system is fighting it, and that's going to give you some flu-like symptoms. And he doesn't have any good information on what it actually is. And
Where can we go to? I mean, can we go get me to some sort of facility or something?
well, the hospital's been bombed, and the base is right here. We'll see what's going on in there. Otherwise, we're a bit on our own. we're a bit in the woods right now to sort that out.
Should I drink orange juice?
Yes, definitely drink orange juice, and he's going to take some vitals and on all three of you who are exhibiting symptoms, and see, try to keep an eye on that. It's going to be something he's going to have to track over time, frankly. But that's not going to be a problem for Dante, as she's starting to exhibit symptoms of having a seizure in the back of the vehicle.
Just hand her gun and she'll shoot herself. I mean, that's like Dante's thing.
That's true. Is everyone unpanicked at this point, by the way? I just clicked on Dante's sheet and she was panicked. You should have unpanicked. Not lowered your stress level, but you shouldn't have a flashing red panicked on your general character sheet, your conditions.
I'm unpanicked.
Excellent. Because Dante was still
Chaplain will-
panicked back there. I'm like, that's not great.
She probably is now.
Yeah. I just realized I don't have stats for Davidovich here. I'll just make a generic one and change its name. Give him some skills. Okay. Get back in the truck. Change your name to Davidovich. I'm just gonna move as slowly as possible to build the suspense by giving no information. So yeah, what do you want to do as Dante is having a really bad time back there?
Oh, let's go on the east side and head to the armory.
Okay. Before.
Chaplain's going to give medical aid.
Okay. That's probably a good idea. As Dante. Okay, so go ahead and give me a medical aid roll, Chaplain. Excellent. You have successfully diagnosed Dante with a chest burster.
Oh, Jesus.
That just burst right out of her chest, and she's been hanging on to for the entire adventure. Just I think
Who? Which one?
Dante.
Dante. Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that before we deal with anything else. So we've got, let's see, Chaplain would have been at the back with Dante, taking a pause to, these are different zones of the vehicle, the turret, the main passenger area, the back area, and the driving compartment. And we are going to have to go to initiative at this point.
Well, fuck.
I mean, it's a chest burster. I don't imagine you'll be able that it'll take too long to deal with them yet. Who have I not added yet? Mason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can don't deal with Dante anymore. Dante was in the right place. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
We'll need another chest burster token to get all of its initiative rolls. All right. I'm just going to go with the order that it lists them there. I don't know if that's going alphabetical for tiebreakers. It seems to be. Well, sorry, Zdrojewski, you just get fucked by the.
Jiff is used to that.
Right. All right, Chaplain, you are up first. This horrible thing is just disappeared. This horrible thing has just popped out of Dante, and that's going to Mason and Jiff are blissfully unaware of what's going on at the back, but the three of you in the passenger area, Silva, Iona, and Davidovich, are all aware of this and will gain 1 stress from this. Well, Davidovich and Chaplain won't because they're artificial, but Iona and Silva definitely will get stressed by this occurrence. Okay, Chaplain, what would you like to do about this weird little thing? I mean, obviously, you know, definitely have some memories, some of Jael's memories available for you to access about what a xenomorph is, and the whole egg, facehugger, chestburster life cycle. So
Right. I am going to. I don't really have a lot to attack with, so I'm gonna or I guess officially give a command to shoot it and
shoot that fucking thing and back away.
and move out of the way.
Okay, works for me.
I guess I'll yell it. And there's Jeff is getting shoot on this one. I guess I'll yell at Silva. Yeah, or yeah, Silva.
Okay. All right. So you make a command check, I think. Skills. Command. You make a command check, and for each success you have, she gets an extra die to shoot it. Excellent. Taking orders from I'm not taking orders from that fucking robot.
And robots can't push, right?
Correct. You just get higher stats to make up for the fact that you can't push.
That metric didn't work this time around.
Nope. All right. Chaplain is definitely done. Why don't I have control of... Oh, I didn't begin the combat. There we go. You should have an end turn button now.
Oh.
I didn't actually start the combat, so it's just...
Oh. We didn't have an end turn button the last time, did we?
Maybe not. I might have never actually started the combat. Just...
Yeah.
All right, Mason, up at the front. You're aware of what's happening back there. Not enough to give you stress. I mean, Chaplin's yelling at Silva to shoot something at the back of the truck after going to do a medical check on Dante. I mean, Mason probably knows exactly what the fuck's going on.
Right. Yeah, she'll like climb down and shoot the fucking thing. Incinerator unit, I guess. Oh, she can't. Fucking service pistol.
Okay. Yeah. Controlling
Well,
zones
Jesus.
here. Jesus. Well, you might have hit. You might have panicked. Dropped. I don't know. Okay, you'll get the shot off because it's not a 10 or higher, but then you will drop the gun. Shoot, drop. All right. These things have armor? That's an excellent question. Yeah, it should have armor. Need to make an armor item. Oops. Crossburster. It's very weird. You can't just type in an armor value for anything. You have to make an armor item and give that item an armor rating and then add it to the inventory. That's the only way armor works in this game, mechanically speaking. So, all right. You hit for 1, potentially. You did hit for 1. It, some some acid sprays to make sure that Dante's dead, but at least Chaplin got out of there before that happened. Mason, that'll be Mason. All right, Silva has been ordered to shoot the thing and has a bonus of 0 dice. Thank you, Chaplin.
Yes, make sure you add that in.
She will. She's sitting at her desk. She's gonna be able to access her service pistol. I'm sure her pulse rifle is, nearby, but this pistol makes more sense to me. She hits for 3. It only has 2 armor. And now I get to go and make a secret roll on the dead alien chart. How exciting. My favorite.
Nice.
Let's see, I need to xenomorph crits. Then switch this to private roll. Roll. Torn apart. It's
Okay.
done. That is the it's definitely dead result, as it splattered across the back of the APC.
Iona says, "I'll check it out."
Yeah, go for it. That is definitely end of combat. Easy. I should put all the information in this chart. Torn apart. Wow. Instant death. Xenomorph is torn apart or crushed amidst shrieks of rage. It can only be, and you have a negative to analyze its corpse if anybody does that sort of thing. Okay, so that was easy. I'll just delete that thing. All right, but you've lost another Marine. But you've also lost another. Yeah, you've lost another Marine. Who is? Why are we paused? Okay. Wow. Davidovich kind of looks around like, is this how things usually go with you? That was horrible.
You're just lucky you're terrible at your job. Otherwise, you would have seen a lot of
Thank you.
that.
As the capitalist in the room, he doesn't actually have a job now, so we should pretty much execute him, right? Like if he's not working for someone, like what is he doing?
He is an untapped labor market.
Wow. Like someone give Scott a fucking game point for that.
All right, so that tiny bit of drama resolved.
How are we? How are we
Jif
gonna
is
get
like
all,
Jif is like stack Dante on top of the others, man.
How are we gonna get all of these bodies back home? That's the question.
Mason's like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
That's what I was gonna fucking Mason, man. All right, I'm gonna leave him in the APC. Let's go.
We got to get everybody out of here, but when we get back, just leave them in the car.
Fucking Mason.
All right.
That's so fucking Act One, man. Come on.
All right. So that just conveniently reduces us to six people to enter the base, two under the control of each of us. Which way do you want to proceed?
Well, we also before we even do that, we should probably have at least a short discussion on whether we want to exit the friggin' APC into the cloud of dust and terribleness.
What else are you gonna do?
All right, let's go.
There's a sublevel ramp. At the if you go through the main gate, there's a ramp that leads down to the lower leads to sublevel 1, 2. I don't know.
Like with both wings of the base destroyed, like is the air contained in there at all?
The sublevels, there's definitely a hostile environment. Seals on a lot of this stuff because you never know what's going to happen on an alien moon. If you look at the fort, the bastions that were separate, basically separate, sealed off a bit. Like you can see these things kind of lead into the bastion, but there are sealing doors there, and also the underground portions, the sublevels, would be sealed off as well. So yes, those two wings are undoubtedly completely exposed, but if you could get either underground or into the North Bastion, you would probably be all right.
Well, fuck. Let's do that. Let's go ahead. Go in the front door. God damn it.
All right, we can drive the APC around to the. So if you look on the Fort Nebraska map, the
Oh, hey, can we disarm the sick people? That seems like.
Right.
Although, have
Right.
we seen any of the zombies actually using weapons?
we have not seen the zombies using weapons.
Okay, then.
There,
Forget saying
you
anything.
saw that UPP patrol fighting zombies, and it was a typical, people with machine guns trying to hold back a wall of
Zombies.
people with zombies with no weapons. So yeah, Silva's not in for being disarmed going into this place. Sorry, it's just a bit of a cough. I'll be fine.
I'm going to give her
God, Silva's
a bit of a
sick.
cough.
You're glad Silva's sick, and it's not just you. The other one who is sick popped a chest burster immediately. So, Silva's opinion, Chaplain, Silva's orders are tap into that AI that you've got, get some information on the science experiments down in sublevel 3. Maybe, I'm betting this is all connected, maybe they have some treatment information down there for me and Iona. Because that's no coincidence. I'm sure it's no coincidence that this substance was used in the middle of all this.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, Chaplain should go. All right. So if we want to drive around and move us to the Fort Nebraska, well, I guess we need this part of the Fort Nebraska map for now. And check out what's going on at the existing perimeter wall. I guess we could do some. Yeah, it's not really a way to do some serious off-road driving through the ruins of the East and West Wing in order to get there. So, all right, semi-port, main gate. All right, the main gate is closed. There are operational auto guns, sentry guns along this south wall, and the APC is normally there's like a garage door opener.
I was too zoomed in. I didn't know we were even. Got it.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we're down in the southeast corner of the colony map. Not yet on the Fort
Move over,
Nebraska
Christian.
map, Chris. Yeah,
Bottom right.
there we go. Yeah, bottom right, we've got the larger area. So you kind of have to look at both of them. We've got like the map on the Fort Nebraska page just shows the North Bastion and the underground facilities. Which I guess should have been a clue that everything else was going to be basically destroyed by the time we got back.
Right.
So things you know about this base are, everything that's here. You've got the Apollo things to mention. The Apollo mainframe is housed in North Bastion. It is a less advanced version of the same AI system that produced the Mother system you may be more familiar with. But that's the AI that runs the whole place. We've got some oil storage tanks that were on site. We've got some gun emplacements, some of which seem like they still work, and a lot of stuff that's just ruined at this point. But right now, we are dealing with this front gate, which is closed, and nobody is answering on the radio. and Silva's attempts to gain entry via the automatic controls are not functioning.
I jack off on it.
Okay. The gate itself.
Yeah, to get in.
Stamina roll.
You can. I mean, we'd have to get out and so
fair point.
driving up. I mean, confidently driving up towards the gate. The sentry guns like lock on and start firing, and you're able to. We'll just give you the warning shot. You're able to back up. The IFF seems to be offline.
Okay, so we're just gonna go into the east wall, find a place where there's a bulkhead intact that we can get into, and just hold our breath until we get through. We'll send Chaplin out to open the bulkhead, and then everyone will just rush in.
Are there holes in the walls big enough for the APC to get through?
I mean, there's definitely some armored vehicles in the west wing here that we're trying to get into the central area. It'd be some difficult driving rolls. You might break the APC, but you might be able to traverse that difficult terrain and get into the central courtyard if you try that. But you might also completely disable the APC and be out of other options.
I can't think of any other options except for Iona and as Chaplain, I say we give that a shot.
I agree, as both Mason and Jiff.
All right. Silva will then order it to be done, and Davidovich has no say in these things. So West Wing.
West Wing.
All right. I'm going to need some driving rolls, but we're going to need it's difficult. Let's see. You've got maneuverability on the APC of 1. So that gives you a +1, but the difficulty of the terrain would be a -2. So you'll be at a net -1 on your driving rolls. Choose, before we get there, whether you analyze your characters, whether you want the unflappable Chaplain driving,
Right,
or the able to push his rolls Iona rolling. Able to push his rolls, but also panic.
Right. What do we what do we roll against?
Piloting.
Piloting. So Iona's got a 2.
And remember, it'll add in your agility stat. So Chaplin's 2 + 6 for 8. And Iona's 2 + 3 for 5, but has 4 stress, which makes 9 dice. But also, and the chance to push, but also the chance to panic and just drive straight into a hole.
I say we let Iona go.
Yeah, man.
Right.
All right, make it so.
So how do I do this exactly? So
you'll right-click on your piloting skill, and it'll ask for dice. You should be able to put in -1 for the modifier.
All right.
And we failed and rolled stress. You cannot push if you roll stress. So let's see what happens. Panic. Drop item. Drop an item or other important. Drop a weapon or other important item. You just. So before even really getting started, Iona says no. Nope. Don't trust me with this shit. Just gonna let go of that steering wheel and bow out, I would assume.
All right, so does Chaplain take over now?
Yeah, Chaplin's gonna have to take over at that point.
Okay. 4, 8. She would have had 9 -1. Yeah.
Correct.
Right. And Chaplain rolls same deal -1, right?
Correct. All right. Things are going great.
Jesus.
So we have managed to get the APC to the Commissary West before dropping into an impact crater, and the vehicle is stuck.
All right. Does it have any sensors on the APC that would
Oh, yeah.
let us know if
Let you know.
its air is breathable?
Yes. How's the air? Yes. Let me think about that. We'll have Silva read the display here. Give me a contact. Silva. Okay. So there is an air quality scanner basically, and she is. I mean, there is obviously a good amount of detritus blowing around in the space, but it looks like there's a magnetic shielding effect that is designed to clear out chemical and biological agents from the base, and it looks like after the EMP that came back online and is currently functioning and seems to have pushed the it seems to have done a nice job of cleaning up the area inside the perimeter wall, at least, as far as she can tell with her one success on her contact.
Oh.
Whether that works against this weird alien goo or not is questionable, but at least that defense is working in the place for now. Pretty much, very little else is working, but that for some reason is working just fine, almost as if somebody made sure that would be working at this location specifically.
All right. Well, let's go.
All right.
Before we go.
Yes.
Motion tracker.
Motion
Once
tracker.
we get out,
Yeah. Chaplin fucking
Dude, you're the
left
only
that
one who
thing
learned
on.
that lesson.
Chaplin left it on last time, as I recall. Got 3 power failures on one roll. I'd forgotten. Mason, you've got something in your inventory that might be useful at this time as well. That nobody else has. I think it's Mason. Oh, yes. The CBRN detection kit.
I don't see that. CPRN. Oh, I do. Sorry.
No worries.
So, biological, radiological, and nuclear detection kit. Geiger counter. Neurotoxin inhibitors. 4 emergency respirators. Ooh, respirators. 4 of us are good.
And 2 of you are androids.
Sweet.
Iona will take one.
Silva will take one.
No, you're already contaminated. Like, we're not wasting respirators on you, dude.
The 2 people who are infected, like, fuck you. I've got double one. I got 2 for me and 2 for Jif, and fuck all the rest of you.
Well, we may run into other people who need a fucking thing.
That hasn't been breathed
you're
into.
dead already.
Not dead yet.
All right.
'Tis but a lung wound.
So we've got several ways we can enter on foot at this point. This is Silva's assessment. There's a ladder down to sublevel 2 to the south in the rubble, might require some digging to find. Or there's proceed to the sublevel ramp by the guardhouse, or there's proceed to the North Bastion, which is still intact and has also access to the sublevels.
What's the best way to the armory? That's all I need to know.
Armory is on. Let's see. Ammo Depot is sublevel 2. Yeah, sublevel 2. And that's so on the stairs to the south of you through the machine, what's left of the machine rooms, says to sublevel 2 parentheses reactor. If you go to the
That's handy.
yeah, it goes to Southwest Bastion. Oh yeah, that is that the Southwest Bastion? Yeah, it is. So that would take you directly into the reactor maintenance area, which that CBRN kit may be very useful there to see how intact that thing is. Otherwise,
Can Chaplin access his memories to see if he knows anything about ingesting this black stuff, and also if he might know the best place to go to?
yeah, let me look at sublevel 3 real quick. Yeah, because they were doing some vaccination stuff that might be related. He doesn't have access to the map. None of you have access to the classified sublevel 3 map, but Apollo probably does. I can probably get you that information if you can get him on your side.
Yeah, but that motherfucker's going to tell Chaplin that crew expendable, and we don't want that.
But there's definitely from what you can access of Jael, there is a quarantine lab down there, and so there's all kinds of stuff that's been experimenting with both these entities that have been popping out of people, and they seem to have been working with the this goo as well. So
I recommend we move
Go get
and
a
try
nuke.
to interface with Apollo, and then he can help us figure out where the nuke is.
Who's recommending this?
That's Chaplin is recommending
Okay.
this.
Well, Mason's not having it, and neither is Jiff.
Listen, if we go there, we can get the current status. We get a map of sublevel 3, which is likely where the nukes are.
No, sublevel 2, right?
Nukes are on sublevel 2 in the ammo depot.
Dumbass. We're going to sublevel 2. Period.
There is a nuclear storage attached to the ammo depot. Actually, that's probably
Sublevel
fuel.
2.
That's probably fuel for the fusion reactor. But amongst the ammo depot and munitions and whatnot, to your knowledge, there are some nuclear warheads. So the warheads are probably in the nuclear storage as well.
What's the quickest way to the elevator?
The space elevator. Definitely.
We're going to get nukes first. Period. We're not leaving this to the commies or the zombies or the aliens. We're blowing this shit up before we leave.
So there's a couple ways.
Jeff. Where is the elevator?
If you go to the Fort Nebraska map, the open ladder well to southwest bastion. If you get through the rubble, that's to the south of your APC. And then you were to move through the fusion tower up this way. There's the space elevator, and there's the ammo depot. This
They're in the same spot.
yeah. Where does that go? That ladder? Oh, I see. That there is no connection to sublevel 1 from where you are, or from that ladder. That just goes all the way down to sublevel 2. I should also call your attention, as of course this is an alien slash aliens map. There are access tunnels on all of the underground levels that give you more stealthy, though possibly also infested with horrible alien things, ways to move around the map. Like over here, we've got a, you can see what I'm pointing at there, Joe.
Yeah.
All these lines around the outside.
And do we have? There wasn't any power in the APC that I could use the motion detector again, or it's done?
I believe it's that should be on Chaplin's character sheet. I believe he had 6 power and burned 3 of it, and
Yeah, he has 3 power.
He's probably responsible enough to keep spare supplies in the APC. If nobody else, I know Hammer loaded the APC down with as much ammo as he could put in it. I'm sure while he was there, Chaplin probably loaded some extra battery packs. So you can go ahead and bump him back up to 6, which is the maximum capacity of that thing. Now that we actually need it.
All right, cool. All right, well then I'll use it before we make a decision on which way to go.
Okay. What's the range on that thing again?
100 meters.
All? I think it's all.
All range. All
Oh
range.
yeah.
Should say it. Chaplin inventory, motion tracker. Extreme range in open terrain, long range in close quarters. Okay. So 100 meters is, because the scales are on here, going to read as 1.6 kilometers. Because of course it's using the the large map scale. There's no way to put 2 scales on the same map in Foundry. But so about a quote unquote kilometer and a half from your location, you should be able to scan. What is in the West Wing? Time for me to look and find out.
Asshole.
That's me. Nothing is moving in range of your motion detector except for some surviving sentry guns, probably up on this north perimeter wall, just sort of scanning out. They're scanning back and forth as they do. Unless somebody's fucked with them, they're probably facing outward.
I was gonna say, like, what kind of perimeter wall guns are facing inwards?
Okay.
You just walk out there and turn it around and run away laughing. That's
while it blows holes into you, I guess.
No, you just sneak up on it behind like a portal. So the shortest outdoor run is trying to get to this reactor ladder to the south of you. Otherwise, you're going about twice as far to enter either the North Bastion or the sublevel ramp.
But I'm cool with going for the ladder.
We've got respirators. Let's do it.
Okay.
Chaplin's opinion is to go to the North Bastion, but he'll go along.
Okay. All right. Let's. So getting to the. Let's see. Ooh, neat. I need to look up some rules. All right. We can get out of the vehicle. We can move through the rubble. Everything's eerily quiet because that's the stage of the game we're in now. Okay. Let me figure out how this works. Okay, a couple things about your CBRN kit there, Mason. If you use that on someone who's suffering from something that's requiring them to make a sickness roll, you can basically make a medical check to give them a +2 to their next roll that they have to make to see if they get worse. Just with, if you assume they're under, that it's some sort of neurotoxin or biological agent or whatever, you can work on that. Secondly, it does have a Geiger counter, and you are moving towards a nuclear reactor that may be suffering from combat damage. So I'm sure Mason's training would kick in and be like, we should check this.
Do it, man.
Sorry, what am I doing?
Just pointing out you've got a biological, radiological, and nuclear detection kit, and you're moving towards a nuclear reactor that may have suffered combat damage.
Oh, I see.
Also, if you weren't listening to the other stuff, you should also check out Iona and Silva with your kit.
It'll give them a
Okay,
bonus
okay.
to their future rolls to fight off any infection they might have.
Oh shit. Fucking hell, this is so annoying.
What's going on?
Sorry, I'm trying to. I don't know how to. I don't. So how do I do that?
Oh, sorry. There's sorry. There's nothing really to roll. I just basically.
Just use it. Okay.
Yeah. It's basically going to use up your hand as you're going with the Geiger counter instead of a pistol. Is the only resource management there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you are picking up some weak radiation.
This radiation is weak, guys.
In your opinion, you'd pick up, if you go to your character sheet, you would pick up one rad going, covering the distance from here to the ladder, which you would add to your radiation track, conveniently under your experience track. And every time you get radiation, you have to roll to see if you take damage. You roll equal to your current number of accumulated rads. For every success you roll, you take 1 damage. So that's a fun time. I don't know how the game mechanic works on that, but we'll figure it out. Yes.
If we went to the North Bastion, we could go down from there and ignore the reactor altogether, could we not?
That's true. You could, instead of going toward the reactor, you could go either through the rubble of the West Wing or out into the open across the grounds to enter the North Bastion through its normal entrance.
And then we could make our way down to sub-level 2 there, right? And
yeah, that definitely. That is another option, yes.
I hate to be I told you so, Debbie, but we should go to the North Bastion.
says Chaplain.
Yeah.
Why don't we just go directly across the courtyard?
Oh yeah, you could. So you've basically got three ways in: the North Bastion entrances, the sublevel ramp, and this reactor ladder.
Irradiated ladder.
So
Let's go to the sub-level ramp. It's closest to where we're trying to actually go.
But it's basically the same distance, isn't it?
No, because where we're trying to go is over here. And so going away from that instead of going toward it is going to be longer. I mean, I don't know if you ever heard this or not before, but the shortest distance between 2 points.
So if you analyze the Fort Nebraska map, you will, via that ramp, you'll come in at this tunnel at the southern end of sublevel 1, where there's a motor pool, and then you could, but then you'd have to find access to sublevel 2 from there. Open to ammo depot level 2 through all these walls. So you kind of have to go out and come around through the staging area. Then you'd have to rappel down, or you could find. Oh my gosh, there's 2 tanks over here. Maybe those are useful. I'm trying to find. Okay, here's the access to level 1 and 2. That tunnel does go down to sublevel 2, but it's a sealed run. It basically runs under the staging area alongside the nuclear storage and ammo depot. So depending on whether some damage has happened there, there might be accidental access there. But accessing those ladders would involve going in the tunnel, going all the way either through the tunnel or through the sublevel 1. The ladders are
back to
yeah. So it is.
faster go.
It is about the same either way, frankly.
And we'll get an extra thing going through the North Bastion.
Yeah, but I'm like really, really nervous about why you've got this huge erection for the North Bastion. So
I don't, but I do want to check in with Apollo and get more information.
I don't want to do that either. So let's just go to the access ramp.
Oh, I say we go to North Bastion because then we can get more information, which might help our commanding officer who's been infected by some weirdness and Ionia.
Don't you even try and get her on your side. Fuck you.
Don't make me the tiebreaker on which way to go through the dungeon.
Jiff will cut you down where you stand, bro.
No kidding. Like my only mission priority. My only. They do they call it again? What is it called?
Personal agenda or whatever.
Yeah, my only personal agenda in all of this is here. Wait, I'll even. I just want to get answers, and I want everyone to get out.
Okay, great. So I just want to kill everything. So fuck your answers. I don't want to take a detour.
Again, if I interface with Apollo, it's possible that I could find some answers that will help us kill people. So that should be good.
Hey, okay. I've discovered my role as the commanding officer here. We could split into 2 groups.
Ruh-roh.
Sounds like a plan.
That sounds like buying into the basic trope of the game. You could each have one person on each team, and I could have one NPC on each team, and
all right, I'm down with that.
All right. So
Jiff is going to the weapons depot, and Mason will go to Apollo.
Okay.
So obviously,
Obvious-
Chaplin's going to Apollo.
right. Silva's infected and is going to. He's very interested in what Chaplin has been. Let me check. Actually, Silva's personal agenda.
Silva says
Uh,
we need to find one of these aliens and get it on the space elevator.
Yeah, Silva's going to go with the Chaplin team for two reasons. A, she'd like to know about how to deal with this infection she's got, and B, the double android team sounds like a really bad idea. Speaking of which, now that we've made entrance to the base, do we even want Davidovich? What are we doing with this guy? Gonna give him his AK 4047 and let him be an extra thing to get killed by whatever's here, or just tell him to make his own way through the base, or just leave him tied up in the APC until you come back.
We're not coming back to the APC, I hope. I don't know that no, I do know that I'm not giving him a fucking weapon. I will I'll cut the difference and unrestrain him, but that's it.
Okay. I really think the Davidovich and Jiff team is good. Makes for good television. So that's happening. All right.
And I guess Iona will go with you guys, like, only because we need to fill out that team.
Right. Yeah, I'm like, it kind of seems like Iona would want to go this way to get things to find the cure, and Mason would maybe want to go that way. But then Joe's guys are going one way, and Christian's guys are going the other way, and that's just awkward. All right. Yeah, that, or got to keep it on Jiff, or else as soon as they turn a corner, Jiff's just going to machine gun the the Russian robot. All right, let's. So this is the South team who will be entering here, and this is the North team who will be entering at the entrance of their choice on the North Bastion. And we do have zones indicated here. You can move 2 zones per turn as a group, or you can if you want to do detailed searching, it takes an entire turn to search 1 zone. So we can track the time, and of course your communicators are working, so you know it's not like splitting the party in D&D. You can communicate back and forth and know where everybody is as we're going. But so I'm actually going to do this turn-based, 1 turn at a time. Do one group's turn, do the other group's turn, as I move horrible things around in the background, and then we can see how it works out. So let's go to the south, to the tunnel team, who will be. You can get across the grounds easily enough. There's nothing. There's a lot of signs of combat having happened here. Let me see. Grounds are littered with twisted, frozen bodies and wreckage. Black smoke billows from impact craters. There are 3 intact ATVs overturned here.
Quick update: they've begun fueling Starship.
Excellent.
So countdown begins.
Let me read this real quick, actually. Okay, let's start with actually the North Bastion team. You guys can choose either the west or east lobby to enter. Let's see if you've got any information. No, they look identical from the outside.
My motion detector sweep get all the way over here, or do I need to? Can I do it?
The scale should be correct on. I mean, obviously these are sectioned out in different locations. Let's see. We can measure the scale from the using the lift, the space elevator shaft. So they're 150 meters south of the shaft, and you're 50 meters south of the shaft. So yeah, your 100-meter range Chaplain will cover. I mean, once it's got a shorter range inside because of all the stuff in the way. It's just, I don't remember what the range is, but it's shorter. It's like two or three zones instead of 100 meters. But you can scan like the whole courtyard and see that there's nothing moving around. You're getting also, well, you might be getting some stuff in the bastion itself. Let me check real quick. I need to get my ping thing. Yeah, you're getting some pings in operations over here. Ping. Ping.
Couple of things over there. All right.
Go ahead and give me a power roll for that that check. Jesus. Remember, you'll have to use that every turn in order to get a new check. So, but yeah, you're getting some pings on the upper level of the bastion, about 50 meters from your position.
Where do I need to go exactly
Sorry,
to?
80 meters from your position. The second, not far from where you just saw those pings, of course. The north center of the second story has the Apollo mainframe access.
Okay. Guess we'll go to the right then, away from them.
Okay. Also worth noting, as Silva has pointed out on your map, the east ladder goes to. There is restricted access to sublevel 3 on the east side of the North Bastion if we need to get down there to find classified medical supplies.
East side.
Not sure exactly how that connects. That goes to sublevel 1. That okay, there's an outside actually access here to the second story.
Yeah, let's use that.
Yeah, man.
Right here, I guess, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to see like where that actually, if that's interior or if that's just exterior, like maintenance stuff. I would assume that leads to these little spots where the yeah, I'd say that's a maintenance ladder that leads into these little hexagonal rooms that lead to the access tunnels. That's what makes the most sense to me. So if you don't want to go directly into the lobby areas, want to be a little more stealthy about it, you can use those maintenance ladder to get into the maintenance portion of the.
Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of do that and then use this friggin' to get into the bathroom where I feel most comfortable.
Where Joe's character will finally feel comfortable. All right, I'm in for that. Does this thing let me just roll a die? That'd be really cool. Hey, it does. Excellent. Okay, so that'll take you. So you can move up to that that ladder. Mason, you along for this?
Oh yeah.
Following Chaffin. All right.
Yep.
Chaffin clearly should not be leading the way, because there may be hostiles in the area, and neither should the commanding officer. So Mason, up the ladder.
The one armed woman, really?
Shit. Maybe the ladder's a bad idea, Chaplain.
Silva should go first.
All right, I'll scout it out.
Suck it up, Cap.
All right, no worries. Silva up the ladder, finds access. We've got the gantry there. What's that? Up to level 2. What's going on? Oh, neat. So there's access to the elevator shaft through the gantry, but the car is not at this level. And we've got this tunnel. So yeah, it's safe. Nothing up here. No signs of combat or anything. But all the power is off.
Well, that's not good.
All right, Silva, move us north. Let's go.
All right, so we can use this access tunnel, and I can go. So yeah, that's gonna work fine. Okay, you can get to the restroom, which is a perfectly normal restroom. Doesn't seem to have been.
It's not a space restroom.
It's not a space restroom.
They're not even the 3 shells or anything.
Nope. It's pretty cramped going through those access tunnels. If anything were to happen in there, you feel like it'd be really hard to fight.
Right. Then we'll out and start our way up this way. Before we turn this corner here, I'll use the motion tracker again.
Okay. You're going to get the exact same pings. They're moving around in there, but they're not leaving that location. So, Jesus. It's a
Why not?
It's a 1 in 6 on each die, so eventually it's going to. The lower it gets, the less likely it is to run out, which is interesting game mechanic. All right, so the office here that you go past, and the war room looks like explosives have been set off in them. Doesn't look to your eyes like combat, but more like demolition. To destroy the whatever documents were stored in the offices and war room. And we're going to pause at this location. You guys have moved at least a turn, maybe 2 turns. We're going to go to the tunnel team, where we have you guys are able to easily enter this. This is a ramp down, vehicle ramp. And there is smoke running along the top of the tunnel and exiting out. Like you get to the tunnel and you see it smoking, and like getting to the entrance to the tunnel, you can see that smoke is just. This is a bit of a chimney for some fire that's happening down in the base somewhere, and the smoke is just sort of channeling past you along the ceiling. You can move through there. It's a big tunnel. The smoke's not filling it entirely.
Well, we have respirators, so who cares?
Correct.
Dimitri is going first, just so we're all clear.
Right. Jif has a respirator. Iona doesn't, and Davidovich.
He can't even smell my belt, so whatever.
Does Iona not have a respirator?
Mason was only giving it out to people who weren't already exhibiting symptoms of the thing, the stuff.
I didn't realize you were serious about that. Right.
Silence indicates that that was serious.
Oh, I was serious.
Interesting. All right.
She's dead anyway, so who cares? If she makes it, she makes it. If not, whatever.
Okay. So um, getting to the tunnel here, moving through the smoke. There's a massive fire in the motor pool that is venting the smoke out into the fire. So that route seems dangerous.
Right.
Danger is my middle name.
Oh, excellent. So do you want
Joe, weigh in here.
Well, I mean, obviously we can't go that way. There are tunnels, access these.
you can see where the access is it'll run into the wall like here and here. I guess those are the pipelines. Never mind. But here's some maintenance access. There is not any maintenance access to the tunnel itself here. This is a ramp down to sublevel 2. Yeah, the maintenance tunnels you enter through all this stuff up here to the north. Looks like there's some accessible through the fueling station. There's quite a few places it can be accessed, but not this tunnel you're in right now.
All right. Is there a fire suppression system anywhere? You would assume.
It has clearly expended itself in an effort to get this fire in the motor, the vehicles and fuel, and it has done its best, but the fire is out of control at this point.
Well, we could relay that to Silva first of all. That there's an uncontrolled fire there, and we can't go forward. There's no other place to go, right?
The tunnel continues down and goes under staging and comes out by the space elevator here, and then you can access the level through there. You just have to go through this tunnel, which is, well, the smoke's going away from you, so that's the good news.
And
Well,
if you
I'm
could
into the
switch
tunnel.
from Joe, if you could
Oh,
switch
how
from
about
the
that?
potato, yeah, no more potato mic for you.
We tried that with me earlier. It didn't work.
Actually, it must be taking my microphone from the computer, and I just keep covering it with my hand, even though I'm wearing a headset, and it says it's taking it from the headset. Apparently it's not.
Lies.
So also, everybody on this team is going to get a radiation point.
What the hell?
Don't care.
Who had
We get a tan from that.
the
right?
Geiger counter?
Mason, who went the other way.
Mason, who went the other way.
Of course.
So we have to roll radiation and see if it does anything. Nope, there's no roll for it there. Let me try it. I'm going to try it on Iona. Oh, nope. Okay, so at this point, you need to roll one just regular die. You roll a number of dice equal to your current rad level, which you can do with the player ad hoc dice roller down at the lower left on the little number bar. There you go. Joe, congratulations. That's damage for Iona.
Of course it is.
Davidovich is fine.
Did you take one of my health away or something?
I have not, but I can. I just did.
Okay.
And I can't get it to roll. Oh wait,
It does,
D6, one
oh,
D6.
yeah, 1d6 is fine. Oop. Slash
Whoops.
R slash R space 1d6 will roll a d6. You're looking for anything but a 6. That's a 6. So Jiff gets a damage as well. Oh my god, he was at 2 health. He's now at 1 health. Fucking Christ. Well, going near and under the nuclear storage seems to have worked out great for this team. So yeah. I guess actually you're over, so you're basically above. No, sorry, I moved Iona. You're basically here compared to the nuclear storage area. Just, a level above it. So you're directly above nuclear storage, and there's definitely some radiation going on. You guys are feeling a little sick. Iona's feeling even more sick than usual, thanks to, stuff. So Davidovich, he didn't suffer any radiation damage, of course. He would suggest we move forward as fast as possible or move backwards as fast as possible.
Say we
We
go
ain't
forward
going
to the-
nowhere. We're going forward.
All right.
With Bastion, yeah.
All right. Just going to move these guys a few turns at a time. Okay, you're able to get through the rest of the tunnel without incident. That's going to take 1, 2, 3 more turns of movement. Where are we on this space elevator? So the space elevator is here. It is the top floor that has no exterior access is currently lined up with the door to sublevel 1. But there's some debris in the way, sort of blocking this whole access area here. But you do have access to the door to the left. It's just some stuff has happened here. Let's go back to Team Apollo. You guys, by the way, all the power's off, so you're navigating by your personal lamps on your armor because it is dark in here. Okay. Back to Team Apollo. Silva.
With clicking going on. Worries me.
I gotta move things from time to time. From time to time, the aliens have to move or get bored and move around. So don't worry about it. It's fine.
Right, well,
Yeah, go ahead.
I assume is it a fruitless endeavor to go try to back off on Apollo if
the power's shut down, unless he's
Yeah.
on backup power, then yeah, it seems. In fact, we'll say that there was a chance, so this entire trip over here wasn't wasted. There's a chance he was on backup power, and you'd be able to tell that from getting to where Silva is right now to be able to see in the room. The emergency lights are not on down there. Apollo is probably completely shut down, which means the reactor's probably shut down, which means if we want to get Apollo back online, we're going to have to restart the reactor. Subquests aplenty. They're just looking in there with Silva's light as she looks in through the glass on the door the probably locked door into the mainframe. There is what looks like a woman sitting completely still, sitting at one of the access terminals, not moving at all.
Well, let's try and open the door.
Okay. Move up. Let's see.
So we can execute her, obviously.
All right. The door is sealed. We might be able to get there through an access tunnel, though. We've got an access tunnel back this way and back that way. If we're interested in crawling around in tunnels to get into a probably shut down mainframe. Why don't you get up here, Chaplain? Have a look in the have a look in there. Chaplain, get up here.
Do moving both of them. I can't.
Oh, you have to drag around empty real estate to deselect everything, and then that'll let you reselect one person instead of moving everybody.
All right. One has arrived.
So there is definitely the woman in there. Definitely looks familiar. Like she's been in your head today, giving you, making you destroy alien evidence and whatnot, and she's definitely plugged herself into the Apollo mainframe. Probably, I mean, you would guess accessing it or possibly controlling it, probably using the Apollo mainframe to control things around the base and to send you those transmissions that were controlling you during Act 1. You would identify, but she's completely still right now. She's connected to the mainframe, and the mainframe's shut down, and she did not get put back into her body. She is, or she's shut down with it for the time being. If you turn it back on with her plugged in, there's a real possibility that she's going to reassert control over you.
All right. Well, let's go to the tunnels then. All do the war room. Take a look around the war room. See if there's anything.
What's that?
Worth dying for.
The war room has been demolished by explosives.
Right.
Yeah, the table is.
This access.
But there's some tunnel access there. Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
All right, who's going in first?
The android probably going first.
Yeah, Chaplain should go. All right, give me a sec. Okay, yeah, you're able to. There's nothing in those tunnels, but you. Silva will go next. Mason, do you wanna guard the rear here, or do you wanna come through? I think guarding the rear of the tunnel is probably a good idea. So
All right, that's not. If the GM thinks so, that's what I think.
We're gonna go in and investigate what's going on in the Apollo, and then come back. We'll radio you if we need you. I mean, yeah, but that kind of cuts you out of any interaction. So come along, Mason. That makes sense from a marine operations point of view, but sucks from a role playing game point of view. So get in here. Oops.
I don't care what you smell.
All right, so you're able to crawl through this pipe, these access tunnels. There is connection to this open area has ladder. It's a horizontal access, which there's ladders that lead down to level 1, and also you can continue into the mainframe from here. Typical alien stuff. Get in there, Chaplain.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
All right.
I'm gonna pause at the entrance there and just make sure that it's as empty as it looked before.
Yeah, give me an observation check. Looks clear. All clear. All right. All right. We've got a large chamber, 8 access terminals. And there's a generator here that could be manually activated to get some low-level access to Apollo. But that's pretty much. You can get some low-level access. Basically, you wouldn't be accessing the AI. You'd just be accessing it. Some basic computer functions if you activate that generator. Normally, Apollo can open doors and take control of those sentry guns and control the operation of the space elevator and other such things. But without full power, he's just a computer that maybe has a few bits of information that could be handy, like maps.
So it's the year 21. How quiet are generators these days?
It's indoors. It's clearly some sort of. It's probably actually a battery rather than a generator. It's just hasn't been activated. Like somebody was supposed to turn it back on or it's not an automatic system. It's for basically booting him up in safe mode. It's just enough power to run that stuff, and so it doesn't keep him on. So it's basically a battery more than a generator, because that doesn't make sense to me.
All right, good. Can we jack off the lady and then fire up the computer to?
Yes, with a Comtech roll.
Let's try that.
Yeah. So she slowly comes to and takes a look.
I'm sure that's a good thing.
What's that?
I'm sure that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's fine. She did I make an NPC for her? Did I forget to make an NPC for her? I did. Well, that's fine. She's actually, hang on a sec. I swear I put the picture in here. Yeah, there she is. Just never made the character. She is definitely not real pleased to find herself being woken up by Chaplin, who she recently was, mind controlling and possessing, and she backs away, like, oh shit, I can explain everything. So it was Myers. Don't hurt me.
First of all, shut up. keep your mouth shut. I mean, be quiet. Come back over here and tell us what's going on.
um, the how much time do you have, and what do you want to know? There's a UPP invasion. There's an EMP hit. There's a there's, I'm sure you know by now, Project Life Force going on underneath the base.
What was the two pressing issues?
Okay, potato Mike. Potato Mike.
Sorry, two pressing issues. One, what is the black goo? And we might have, and Silva might have been affected by it. And two, what did you do in my head?
Sorry about that. The black goo is, desperately looks for the name. The black goo that fell around the time of the EMP seems to exhibit the same characteristics as the Draconis strain 26B, which we were using, as you may know. She's assuming you know all that, you have like full access to all of the stuff that she loaded into you, even though you don't really have good access to it. So she's kind of spilling information here, just to help you, make sense of it. The Draconis 26B strain is an alien microorganism that we've run some modifications on, and it seems to work as a vaccine against the Xenomorph XX121 infection. And we were running experiments with that in Project Life Force beneath the base. We were having very good results with some volunteers who changed their minds and escaped the base yesterday. Probably looking to take their biogenetic intel to the UPP and make a profit. How you doing, Christian? Yeah, that the black goo. We had a limited supply here. I do not know where all of that goo came from out there. That makes no sense.
Oh mother. Oh mother. Mason starts shooting.
Okay. Well, exactly what are you shooting?
Her gun. She's
At?
bored. She's bored.
No, I said you could bring Mason along if you wanted.
No, I was kidding.
So, am I right to understand that? Well, I mean, that thing, the black goo is turning people into zombies. So, like, doesn't make much sense to me.
Well, uncontrolled exposure to the. Thanks, Mason. What? Obviously, extensive exposure to any contagion will have a very negative effect, but in small controlled doses, it can be used to inoculate the body to train the body to fight such an agent. And we found with proper application that the Draconis strain 26B would actually feed on the Xenomorph XX121 microorganism as it was trying to alter the DNA in the host, and the two would neutralize each other producing a deceased, basically killing the chest burster before it has a chance to fully develop, and also in the process, you neutralizing. It's a non-lethal, non-infectious dose of the 26B. So we were having good success with our experiments, and until they ran off and stopped getting their regular doses of the Draconis strain. And so what you've experienced out there happened to them. It's unfortunate that two of I don't know what I don't have the information on the fourth one because we got disconnected before then. But the first three, it seems two of them relapsed and birthed a xenomorph, but one of them was deceased. They had a deceased chest burster inside. Thank you for getting us that information.
They're all dead.
What's that? Well, they're all dead now. Yes. No. Nice job to your Marines. But one of them, I think, Wright, was the xenomorph did not burst forth upon her death, so clearly was already deceased. So we had actually cured her before she escaped. The other two that I know of, the treatment was not successful when they left, and they should have stayed. They would be feeling much better now. So that's what's going on here. That's the black goo. There's a UPP invasion going on.
Looking at Silva, does she seem like? Exposure like she's had, she should be okay, don't you think?
With the right treatment, she could pull through. There's no way to know for certain at this point. We can there are treatments down in the medical bay, but they're not 100% effective. I'd say about 40% effective, frankly. But we can get you the best treatment if we can access the medical bay downstairs.
She doesn't get treatment?
Or she can.
What happens if she doesn't?
If she doesn't get treatment, then it's up to her own body to fight the infection, and that's based on each person's constitution, and I'd have to do the math on stamina checks versus the virulence of it to know what to give you a good answer on her
Right.
chances.
And then how do I get you out of my head?
Well, funny you should ask. Stuff. Flip some pages. There's the thing.
Well, that's the real trick, isn't it? It's going to cost you extra.
Right. So we could run some, in order to properly extract the code from you, we'll need to get Apollo back online and plug you in and remove the code, because it is very effective at staying put, and if you remove it without the proper code, you could cause permanent damage to yourself. So we'll need to get Apollo back online and get us both plugged in, and I can run the routines that will remove my personality code from you as needed. If that's still what you want by the time we've gotten to that point.
Bullshit.
Otherwise, around the base, the ammo depot got hit. We believe Apollo was picking up a radiation leak before he lost. We lost power.
Say again, all after radiation leak.
Right. So there was radiation flooding the base. The anti-radiation protocols were about to come on, and the EMP blast knocked everything offline. So that's the last thing she knows, because it knocked her offline, and she did not power back up. But yeah, the ammo depot took a hit during the combats going on, and then the EMP hit. So before the anti-radiation protocols kicked in, so there's probably possibly more severe radiation than what the other group has already encountered in the base.
And if we were to leave, can we use another AI program to get out of my head without restarting the reactor and going through all that mess?
Well, we'd it's me that you need, and we need to be connected through a either an Apollo or a Mother AI mainframe.
Would it work with the battery we have here, or it needs to be the whole thing?
No, it needs to be a full powered machine.
Yeah. All right. Well, any machine will do, right? Like, or it has to be Apollo. This Apollo.
It doesn't have to be this Apollo. We need. I'm gonna make it more specific. Actually, we do need an Apollo architecture in order for the code to work. It's written on Apollo, but Apollo is the two main big AIs out there are Mother and Apollo. So almost every spaceship either has a Mother or an Apollo running it. So if you leave this Apollo, there's somewhere out there in the galaxy you could find another Apollo. That may be longer than you want to have her code stuck in your head, though.
All right. Do I know how to restart the reactor and whatnot?
Just to look at the section on restarting the reactor. Somebody does. What does it take to restart a reactor? You know the procedure. Let's see. Somebody would have to go to the fusion tower and make a heavy machinery roll over the course of one turn. Once that's done, somebody has to go to the reactor relay room to restart it, and then an entire shift is needed for the reactor to power up completely. Shift being 5 to 10 hours. Yep, that is. Let's see, and it would be a Comtech roll to start the reactor from the reactor relay room. So a little bit of skill check. Mostly the problem is time. 5 to 10 minutes twice, and then 5 to 10 hours.
And if we don't go through that particular thing, who all knows about this in my head, and who all can activate it?
You, me, and Myers know about that.
Here's Myers.
Myers was down on the. He was. Okay. Myers was coordinating the evacuation of Project Life Force materials from the base when the attack began. He was down in sublevel 3, but I lost contact with him once the invasion started, so I'm not sure how that proceeded.
All right. Well, I suggest we all go to sublevel 3 to try to find the medication for Silva and Iona.
I think that's an excellent idea. And we can. Well, if we want to get out of here, we need to get that elevator working, which will require. I'm not sure if it requires the reactor or not, but I'll bet it does. That seems like it needs quite a bit of power to drive a 3-story elevator into space.
I suppose the all of the ships have been destroyed.
Yes, all of the base dropships and orbital capable craft were in combat. Were either lost in combat or dropped by the EMP, or yeah, that's everybody. Nobody exited the. Nobody got past the UPP blockade. So yeah, there are no ships. There are no ships out from here. In fact, I believe we got a communications from the spaceport, whatever it is, that the one ship that was there that was holding to load up colonists who were trying to evacuate was one of the first targets hit by the UPP on entering Atmo. So, as far as I know, there are no functioning ships that can make orbit that we have access to, or possibly anywhere on the colony. But that elevator could get us out of here.
That's great, man. This is great.
So yeah, you probably are going to need the yep. In order to just making sure I've got the adventure the quest properly in my head, you need to, in order to run that space elevator to get off this planet, you need to restart the reactor, and that is at least a 5 to 10 hour job while you hang out here.
How far away is the spaceport again?
It's, you can go back to Ariarchus map. It is a
All the way to the south.
nice drive through the probably now very zombie infested colony, and there was a spaceport map in here. I don't, because it's pretty much just this same exact map just by itself. There was a ship on Pad A that was loading up. Big transport was loading up colonists, but it was under ground block from Fort Nebraska, and then when the UPP invaded, it was destroyed. All other ships had already exited whenever they got a chance, but the colony went on lockdown as soon as the AOL Marines left because they didn't want their their vaccine, their alien vaccine research to make it to the UPP. So all traffic was grounded.
All right, so sub-level 3 it is, and
You can get a map of sublevel 3 if you pop Apollo on with the low level battery there. And
yeah, we'll do that. Let's do it.
all right, let's add that to player accessible maps. Save changes. Fort Nebraska sublevel 3 now available.
Ooh.
So we've got the weapons testing labs over here, some firing ranges. We've got this is lift to sublevel 3. That's wrong. I think that's lift to sublevel 2. Because that power lifts are basically just vertical tunnels that you'd have to get through. We've got the loading dock down here. We've got cold storage, sublevel med lab, quarantine lab, isolation ward. This is the part of the place that you probably need to get to. Check what's in cold storage, though. Jell is happy to share this information because she too wants to get the fuck out of here. Cold storage. That's not what you're looking for. You're probably looking your quarantine lab. Yeah, you're looking for the quarantine lab. Will have what you're looking for. Yeah, well, actually, there's probably some in the isolation ward where the Marines were being held. There's probably some in the sublevel med lab. Different storage lockers down there. So yeah, that's where you need to get for the infection folks. And currently, the space elevator is docked down at that level because, as she said, the people in charge of this whole thing were doing the we're basically evacuating the project to the space elevator. So it's also possible that what you need is in the space elevator or already up at the space station up above, depending on the progress of the evacuation. How the moving project went. I see the hallways are very inconvenient. You have to go down here to containment staging in order to come back up to. I guess that's thus the containment.
Mm. All right. What's the fastest way down there?
God, I have to look at the map. I think I've circled the various ways. There's a lift down at the end of this. Down in. There's a lift that way, circled on your map. Down that hallway. It's restricted access, so you would need a major level key card in order to get in there. And so
Does she have one of those?
She does she have one of those? Let's check her inventory. She does have one of those. She'll happily come along with you and open the door. But with the current power state, that is a vertical shaft down to the place that says weapons lift in the weapons testing labs. There's no actual functioning elevator there. That's an elevator shaft that you would have to navigate. Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong one. Direct to level 2, right here. Holy shit. That leads right to the medical area. It bypasses a whole bunch of shit.
Is there a ladder in that shaft?
I don't know. That's an excellent question. Maybe. Let's see if it says anything about it. To restricted lift. Oh, there is a ladder, yes.
Oh, Bob's our uncle.
Bob is indeed your uncle. All right, so it's a good place for that group to stop. Let's go back to the other group who have reached sublevel 1 and the loading dock for the space elevator shaft and some debris, allowing them only access to the tunnel to the left. How would you like to proceed there? Team Smijewski and Iona and Russian bot.
Well, yeah. 1 second.
Is that where we were? Huh. Okay.
What's that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just thought we were somewhere else, but that's fine.
Gotcha.
It's been a while.
Yeah. It's easy to forget who you are. So you guys are actually, that's under the tunnel. That's the tunnel underneath the staging area. It comes out like, make Davidovich lead the way. It comes out to this door, basically, leads to the staging area. What's going on in the staging area?
So maybe someone from the first team should radio over the second team about the radiation leak.
Maybe. Feel free to do that. You're on both teams. Radio yourself.
Come in, other self. Radiation leak, very bad. Give us a second to lock it down.
Somebody was firing small arms at the under the reactor. Clearly. Where are we? Sub-level 1. Staging. Oh, neat. Fire. More fire in the staging area. A resupply ship crashed and burned here. Jesus Christ. So yeah, this area is also on fire to a certain degree. Not as much as the motor pool, but fire. Oops.
Jesus Christ.
And the useless wrecks of 3 Cheyenne dropships are in here. Oops. Those things got lit on fire and exploded. The overhead door for where these ships would fly out is sealed shut. But there's no radiation.
Well, that's a good thing because there's that black shit out there. So,
right.
I mean, at this point, it pretty much seems like we need to get the reactor back online and somehow find a way to live through that amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it. Get the reactor back online.
Fall back.
Can we send
to reactor
the android?
You can. Androids can take radiation damage as well, but you can send the android.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely send that guy.
There's somebody has to go to the fusion tower, and somebody has to go to the control room. Reactor relay room, I think, is over here. This is probably a good place to leave it for next week. I'm gonna need some time to grok the progress you guys have made.
So there's a launch in about 15 minutes.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can go again next week at 2 my time, 1 Central, if that works for you guys.
Works for me.
And
Yes.
yeah, I'll get sorted on exactly what you guys need to achieve here. Can't believe we made it through an entire session with only 2 shots fired.
And an ineffective command. Don't forget that.
Yes, and advice from the android without a gun on how to shoot a chest burster, but Silva had it taken care of. Silva had it taken care of, so I mean, you can take credit for that. Hey, shoot it, and she just blows it away. Like, yeah, like that.
Like I told you.
All right, so the final quest is upon us, etc. Wow, that's a pretty crappy roll for a 550-sided die. All right, I'm gonna let you go to your space launch, and I'm gonna go to my dinner.
All right, thanks for letting us use your server.
Yeah, anytime.